Hey guys, welcome back to this week's mod showcase. We've got a packed episode today with 30 brand new mods, and yes, I've personally tested every single one to make sure they're high quality, fun to play, and actually worth adding to your mod pack. There's a lot of info in this one, so feel free to save the video and come back later if you need time to check everything out. Alright, let's not waste any more time. Let's dive straight into the mods. Crystal Chronicles is an expansion mod for Iron spells and spellbooks, and its core theme can be summed up in one word: crystal. It introduces a brand new dimension, the Mana Caverns, a magical crystal world teeming with mysterious spell-infused creatures. These shimmering beings are covered in glowing crystals, and your mission is clear: defeat them and harvest their essence to grow stronger. The real highlight of the mod lies in what you do with those resources. They're used to upgrade weapons and armor from the original Iron mod, enhancing them with more power, flashier effects, and distinct elemental identities. There are 8 upgraded armor sets, each representing a different crystal path from the Mana Caverns. You can instantly recognize your chosen school by the vivid crystal colors embedded into the armor. Every set is modeled with incredible detail, featuring luminous, gem-like accents that truly pop, especially with shaders enabled. Each armor set comes with its own signature weapon, complete with a unique base spell from its crystal school. These aren't just reskins, every weapon features its own custom attack animation. If you pair this with a combat mod like Better Combat, the feel of every swing and spellcast becomes incredibly satisfying. To be honest, the creature designs in this mod definitely stray from Minecraft's vanilla style, but their futuristic models and incredibly smooth animations genuinely blew me away. Inspired by Arknights, this mod introduces a range of bold, high-tech enemies that spawn throughout the world. You might run into a sleek, sci-fi mini-boss deep in the forest, or stumble across a towering menace in the heart of the desert. Each model is packed with detail, blending mechanical and arcane aesthetics with serious flair. Some of the bosses even feature phase transition animations on death, making the fights feel dynamic and cinematic. Whether you're an Arknights fan or just into stylish, high-quality mob design, you might not win every fight, but trust me, you won't want to miss this experience. Climate Rivers is a terrain enhancement mod designed to make Minecraft's rivers feel more natural and immersive. Its main feature is simple but powerful. It replaces the bland, uniform, vanilla river biomes with climate-appropriate versions. In deserts, you'll no longer see awkward patches of grass flanking the riverbanks. Everything looks cleaner and more cohesive. In cold taiga biomes, the riversides aren't randomly grassy anymore, but instead reflect the harsher, chillier landscape they flow through. The mod also introduces water temperature zones: warm, temperate, and cold. If you care about map aesthetics or enjoy customizing terrain, this is one of those mods that'll have you stopping to snap scenic shots every time you cross a river. So this time, I've found a mod that's definitely on the less serious side. It spawns a giant anime-style girl into your world. And while her appearance might seem sweet and innocent, don't be fooled. She's absolutely feral and has one mission: invade villages and hunt down every last villager. Her attacks are as ridiculous as they are brutal. Think high heel kicks, puppet stomping, and yes, sometimes she straight up picks villagers up and eats them. Visually, she's completely out of place in the Minecraft world, clashing with the vanilla aesthetic in the most chaotic way possible. But if you're into making wild videos, staging bizarre village disasters, or just want some good old sandbox mayhem, she's got serious performance potential. Here's a quirky little add-on mod for Farmer's Delight that takes inspiration from the anime Delicious in Dungeon. And if you've seen it, you probably already know where this is going. But it's not just plug-and-play cooking. The mod introduces 2 core tools: a monster stew pot and a new heating appliance, both essential for crafting these oddball recipes. Food models themselves are seriously impressive, detailed enough that you could use them purely for decoration in kitchens or restaurant builds. On top of that, the mod also adds new monsters, status effects, and a set of throwing knives that double as cooking tools and weapons. It's a flavorful, feature-packed crossover mod that brings anime flair and a touch of culinary madness to Minecraft. Thalassophobia. The name alone should tip you off. To put it bluntly, this might just be the most brutal ocean expansion mod of the year, but it doesn't try to cover everything. Instead, it focuses on one very specific category, the kind of sea creatures you never want to meet while diving. I covered its early version a long while ago, but since then, it has evolved massively. Now, it's packing nearly 40 different deep-sea horrors, from eerie little bioluminescent fish to hulking prehistoric sea monsters. Each one is visually terrifying and behaves like an actual predator. There are too many creatures to show in a single video, but the ones I did pick highlight just how well animated and highly detailed the models are. In the newer versions of Minecraft, spawn eggs finally got a visual upgrade, and with this mod, you can enjoy those beautiful designs even in older versions like 120.1 and 1.21.1. But this mod adds a clever little feature. By sneaking and right-clicking, you can place spawn eggs as decorative 3D models, turning them into stylish collectibles. Survival players aren't left out either. The mod lets you configure drop rates for spawn eggs, allowing mobs to occasionally drop them. To keep things balanced though, these eggs can only be used as decorations in survival mode, not for summoning. Perfect for decoration enthusiasts and mob collectors alike. Parkour mods are a staple for action-loving players, offering slick moves like wall runs, vaults, and rolls. But today's mod is a game changer for those who also enjoy epic fight combat. This is a compatibility mod that seamlessly blends parkour movement with the epic fight system. The visuals do look a little different compared to the vanilla stance, but the smoothness remains solid. And it's not just about making the old moves work. It also adds brand new parkour actions specifically tailored for combat mode. You can now climb chains with both hands during fights, or even shimmy sideways along walls mid-battle. If you're into fast-paced acrobatic combat, this mod bridges two worlds perfectly. Dungeons Perspective introduces a brand new way to experience Minecraft by letting you play from a top-down dungeon crawler style perspective. Just press F4 and your game instantly shifts into an isometric view that feels strikingly similar to Minecraft Dungeons. In this mode, you can control your character using both the mouse and movement keys. Holding down the middle mouse button even lets you freely rotate the camera, giving you full control over your field of view. While it technically supports Elytra Flight 2, it's not the most practical option. The fixed camera angles can make it tricky to judge your altitude, and you might end up crashing into a cliffside. So if you're planning to glide around, consider switching back to the normal view mid-flight. This mod has a pretty clever concept. It's all about keeping your inventory clean and tidy. Instead of auto-picking up every random item you walk past, it completely disables that mechanic. Items no longer float in midair either. They neatly lay flat on the ground, making everything look much more organized. Picking things up is just as smooth. Right-click to grab only what you want. And if you ever want to temporarily go back to the vanilla vacuum-style pickup, just sneak near the items, and they'll get pulled in automatically. No need to dig into configs or uninstall the mod. It's simple, polished, and super considerate. If you hate inventory clutter, this one's definitely made for you. Just Enough Guns just dropped an absolutely explosive update, and no, it's not about adding more guns this time. The real star here is a brand new boss, Terror Phantom. This airborne monster is like a screaming fighter jet from a nightmare. During battle, it scrapes the ground with bullets, bombs your location with aerial TNT barrages, and when its health dips below half, it calls in Phantom Gunners, kamikaze-style minions that rush you head-on. As if that's not enough, it's backed up by a whole swarm of smaller phantoms forming an aerial squadron. The animations are top-notch, especially the death sequence. Defeating it earns you some unique loot, including a special item that lets you summon your own Phantom Gunner allies during combat. It's like calling in air support, utterly satisfying when you're in a tight spot. So, while this update doesn't add flashy new firearms, If you're into high-stakes sky battles and cinematic boss fights, Terror Phantom is a must-fight. The Croaker mod introduces a bizarre yet undeniably cool mutated frog that honestly looks like it crawled straight out of a Resident Evil game. This towering amphibian is a hostile mob that can spawn across various biomes, though it truly shines in swamps, especially when it's raining. It's massive, noticeably taller than the player, with thick, muscular legs that give it powerful jumping and climbing abilities. If you stumble upon it in a dense forest or foggy swamp, there's a good chance it'll scare the life out of you before you even realize what hit you. Better Combat has already become a go-to mod for players who want a more RPG-style melee experience. But if you've been swinging the same old combos for too long, this new animation datapack might be just what you need to freshen things up. It replaces the default attack animations for a variety of supported weapons, not just vanilla swords and axes, but also modded weapons like katanas, greatswords, warhammers, and more. So if you're bored of seeing the same few swings over and over again, but still love the feel of Better Combat, this datapack acts like a visual upgrade patch that brings the flair without messing with the function. It just looks way cooler while you're doing it. If you're a fan of mechanical gameplay, chances are you've already heard of Create Structures Arise, a mod that's quickly become a staple in many Create-based mod packs. It adds a wide variety of immersive, gear-driven structures across the overworld, sky, oceans, and even the nether, all styled to perfectly match the mechanical aesthetic of the Create mod. But the spotlight today is on its latest update, which introduces a brand new underground structure. A massive 3-level mechanical base hidden deep beneath the surface. Despite being mid-sized, its layered design is cleverly crafted. Each floor brings its own flavor of steampunk decor and mechanical loot. So if you already have Create Structures Arise installed, now's the time to update. Let's take a quick look at Item Interactions, a lightweight visual mod that adds a surprising amount of charm to your inventory management. I've actually covered this one before, but it just got a fresh update with even more effects, so it's worth another mention. The idea is simple. When you open your inventory or move items around, you'll now see little animations and particle effects that match what you're holding. It's subtle but super satisfying, especially for players who care about immersion and visual polish. This is an add-on for Spell Engine. And while it introduces a few new gear pieces, what really steals the spotlight is its bomb system. By default, it gives us 3 bomb types, one that can be buried and disguised, one for straight up throwing, and one that's remotely detonated. At first glance, they behave like regular bombs, but here's where the magic kicks in. Since it runs on the Spell Engine framework, you can enchant these bombs at an enchanting table. Once enchanted, their explosions gain magical properties. Instead of plain old blasts, you'll now see arcane bursts, frost detonations, fire explosions, or even flame dash-style impacts. If you're already diving into other Spell Engine add-ons, this one's a perfect addition for more strategic, flashy combat. Let's take another look at a mod many of you are already familiar with. Particulate, the one responsible for those beautifully subtle particle effects like ripples on water, waterfalls forming from high streams, fireflies glowing at night, cake crumb particles when you eat, and even bubbles when opening chests underwater. The real news today isn't about its features. It's about the fact that Particulate has now been ported to Minecraft 1.2155 with a dedicated fabric-based fork. So if you've already updated to the latest version, but don't want to give up those gorgeous visual details, now's the perfect time to try the new release. The experience is still as smooth and immersive as ever. Herios' Floral expansion transforms the overworld into a whimsical floral paradise where towering blossoms stretch skyward like living plant trees. Stepping into these giant flower fields feels like wandering into a storybook. Beyond the visual spectacle, the mod quietly introduces new blocks and charming little creatures. These aren't confined to the flower fields either. You'll encounter them in badlands, lush caves, and more. It's a lightweight ecological add-on with a focus on subtle world building, perfect for anyone looking to enhance their overworld without overwhelming it. This mod is easily the pinnacle of Sky Island mods this year, and if the visuals haven't already given it away, it's heavily inspired by Tears of the Kingdom. The resemblance is uncanny. From the sweeping aerial landscapes to the detailed underground dungeons tucked beneath each island, everything feels like it was lifted straight from Hyrule. You've got shimmering golden isles, icy domains that practically radiate cold, and dry, windswept archipelagos, all seamlessly woven into the world. The drifting cloud particles and dynamic wind visuals add even more life, making the skies feel vast and alive. Honestly, even if you've never touched Tears of the Kingdom, this still works as an incredible standalone sky exploration mod. Its density, biome variety, and structural design blow most skyblock maps out of the water. Oxygen Critical is a lightweight but highly immersive mod that recreates the drowning tension from Subnautica by slowly darkening your screen as your oxygen runs out. No sudden knockouts or over-the-top mechanics, just a creeping blackout that builds real anxiety, especially when you're lost in deep-sea caves or tight underwater tunnels. It doesn't overhaul your survival system, but this one visual tweak is enough to make underwater exploration feel 10 times more intense. Even better, it plays nicely with most shader packs, enhancing the sense of claustrophobia and pressure as the light fades. If you're building a pack focused on underwater adventures, tech, or even hardcore survival, this mod is a small but powerful way to boost immersion. Let's quickly talk about a fresh new damage display mod, Immersive Damage Indicators. Its function is simple and effective. When you hit an enemy, the damage pops up as a floating number with a clean little bounce animation. The best part? These numbers aren't just for show. You can fully customize them. Change the font, adjust the size, tweak the colors, or even add gradient effects to match your style. It's lightweight, runs smoothly, and pairs perfectly with any combat-focused mod pack. This mod takes the idea of a village and flips it underground. Instead of tossing a few decorative tweaks on surface villages, it hides an entire settlement deep beneath the world. Once you find an entrance out in the wild, you'll descend a long ladder only to discover that this place isn't a cozy village at all. It's a massive, maze-like underground labyrinth, packed with interconnected paths and hidden corners. It's easy to get lost, but thankfully the whole area is mob-free, so you can explore and loot at your own pace without worrying about creepers sneaking up behind you. This mod offers a whole new dimension of village life. If your mod pack already includes legendary monsters, this latest update is an absolute must-have. The mod has undergone a major overhaul, with revamped models and animations for several iconic monsters. You can now tame brand new golems and even ride a roaring skeleton raptor straight into battle, something that was never possible before. For anyone building a mid-sized RPG adventure experience, Legendary Monsters has long been a staple. And with this update, it's more polished and action-packed than ever. Definitely time to hit that update button. Animated Inventory brings your UI to life with fully animated background textures. You can turn your interface into a frog hunting bugs, a snowman celebrating Christmas in a snowy wonderland, an ancient tree towering with mystical presence, or even a bubbly blue ocean theme. And since it's a mod, you get in-game settings to customize everything. Toggle animations, switch between vanilla style and custom layouts, or pick your favorite theme with just a few clicks. This mod introduces a super fun feature. You can now transform into almost any mob in Minecraft. The concept is simple. It gives you access to a special command that lets you play as any creature, from creepers and zombies to fish, pillagers, and beyond. And it's not just cosmetic. You actually inherit some of their traits. Turn into a flying mob, you can fly. Go aquatic, you'll breathe underwater like a native. The best part? It works with modded mobs too. Seriously, it's a sandbox of possibilities and a hilarious way to spice up multiplayer. This is a beautifully crafted resource pack that focuses entirely on enhancing the look of cherry blossom trees. It's not just about prettier petals. Now when the blossoms fall, they're mixed with tiny green leaves, adding a much more natural and layered feel to the scenery. There are 13 different falling leaf textures that randomly cycle in-game, and the way they gently drift down creates a really calming, almost therapeutic effect. A must-try for anyone chasing that perfect spring vibe. As a special ender pearl sinks into the void, a mysterious battle begins, ushering in the arrival of a shadowy boss known as the Dark Doppelganger, slowly emerging from the depths of the void realm. This formidable foe is part of an add-on for Iron's Magic and Spellbooks mod, introducing a magical boss that can mirror the player's appearance and spell usage. The AI is smart, constantly reacting to your combat style, which makes this a genuinely dynamic and satisfying high-difficulty boss fight. If you're looking for a true challenge in your next magical adventure, this one was well worth summoning. This pet expansion mod is perfect for cozy, slow-paced mod packs. It introduces dozens of dog breeds all at once. From golden retrievers and corgis to chihuahuas and dachshunds, almost every common real-world dog has been lovingly recreated with unique models. The animations are incredibly well done. Watching them wobble their heads as they run around is pure serotonin. Drop a few around your farm, garden, or village, and the whole world instantly feels more alive and peaceful. Hudless is a lightweight UI mod made for players who crave a more immersive experience. It works by automatically hiding your interface when you're idle. Within seconds of not moving, your hotbar, crosshair, potion effects, and other HUD elements vanish, giving you a beautifully clean and distraction-free screen. While there are similar mods out there, like the well-known Auto HUD, Hudless stands out with its highly customizable settings. You can fine-tune exactly what hides and when, even while riding a horse. Yes, that includes things like the jump bar and horse health. Overall, it's a sleek and practical mod for anyone who wants a clutter-free view without sacrificing control. If you've been looking for a clean dark mode for your interface, here's a freshly updated UI overhaul mod that does exactly that. It transforms all your menus, from inventory and crafting tables to the chat window, into a sleek, dark-themed design that's much easier on the eyes. It already supports the latest Minecraft 1.21.5 and works smoothly with other mods. So if you're tired of being blinded by bright interfaces, especially during those late-night gaming sessions, this mod is a simple yet effective upgrade for a more comfortable experience. Hey guys, if you're looking for a reliable Minecraft server, DatHost has got you covered with fast, easy-to-use hosting. Plus, if you use my discount link, you'll get 30% off your first purchase. They also offer a complete setup guide on their website and a 7-day money-back guarantee, so there's absolutely no risk. Give it a try and get your server up and running today.